the white trash luchador, and I think that's pretty self-descriptive.
I mean, when I heard about Terry the white trash luchador, I mean, I try to bring as much uniqueness and as much unique competitors as I could find for tonight's event, and I don't know how you can get more unique than that.
I mean, in this case, it pretty much looks like you found a man outside of the building and said, hey, do you want to wrestle?
Well, not too far off.
A Jerry Springer guest if I've ever seen one.
I knew he looked familiar.
Stiff competition for Terry the white trash luchador, as will be evident in a moment, given the strength of his opponent, literal and metaphorical.
Don't you cry no more. From William weighing 215 pounds, one half of our Wayward sons, Garrett Lee.
This is Garrett Lee, one half of the Wayward Sons. We saw them last month unsuccessful in attempting to win the tag team titles from the Origin. Now Garrett Lee in singles competition. What does this mean about the potential future of the Wayward Sons together?
One way to avoid a skid is to be victorious here. Garrett Lee certainly needs to have his mind focused because the white trash luchador is looking to use Garrett Lee's reputation as a stepping stone.
Eamon, Garrett Lee said that while he's beginning maybe a run as a singles competitor now, while they sort of decide what the future of the Wayward Sons is, he was going to start at the bottom by request. That's why we see him on the pre-show. What made you decide to match up Garrett Lee with Terry the white trash luchador?
Well, Terry is a bit of an oddball, to say the least. You know, I didn't know the perfect opponent to put him against because, you know, what's the dream matchup in that regard? But I will say about Garrett Lee, you know, I was very disappointed that, you know, for him and Gavin Jacobs of the Wayward Sons, that they weren't able to pull out that victory against the Origin. If it wasn't, you know, for the chicanery of Malaki, Gage, and Christian Noir, you know, I think they've worked very hard. They deserve that opportunity at those tag titles. But
that was a surprising balance and unfortunately a rake to the eye.
Look out.
And a clothesline taking Garrett Lee out onto the floor.
Who would expect a man named White Trash to do something so brash?
You're breaking new ground, Jason.
Jim, Garrett Lee has been a tag team competitor for such a long time. What is it like to transition from tag team to once again being a singles competitor?
Over my time calling matches for the past 15 years, I'm going to tell you that it's really feast or famine in many regards. You see competitors that have success in a singles run, or they completely swing and a miss, and that's why this matchup is so pivotal for Garrett Lee. What direction will his career take? We're going to find out this afternoon.
I think you also have to remember as well that Garrett's start in professional wrestling was training under Gavin Jacobs. Their original path, you know, in their mind when they started in professional wrestling wasn't necessarily in a tag team like some others who are naturally coming into that field knowing what they want, knowing they want to be, you know, tag team competitors. So I think Garrett's always had that potential in him at the end of the day.
Garrett Lee bringing the experience advantage, but there is no tape whatsoever on Terry the white trash luchador.
Cover here, hooks that leg, back press. And one thing you have to give the white trash luchador, yes, that's the first time I've ever said that in my career. You have to give him credit because he kicked out right there. You could fold like a cheap suit.
That could be your first, Jim.
Terry the white trash luchador cannot afford a suit, cheap or otherwise.
Ooh, that's a very good point, Jason.
Unless Terry does win this match, and perhaps the winnings, he will make his way to a TJ Maxx or a Marshall's, buy himself a fancy sports coat. Unlikely.
Right now, he's going to have to buy himself a neck brace because he's hung upside down, and it doesn't bode well.
Garrett now. Look at the strength here of Garrett Lee.
Very precarious position. Powers it down.
In the cover, but only two. Terry just able to get that shoulder up.
Look at disappointment on the face of Garrett Lee, who certainly thought he had enough in that power slam to take down Terry.
And now coming off the ropes, big leg drop.
You saw the contact.
And I got to mention as well, we mentioned the Origin successfully defending against the Wayward Sons. They will have another defense tonight on the main show for Victory Rumble when they take on Bearcat Keith Hott and the King of Pittsburgh, MV Young, and that is sure to be an exciting contest.
This match is definitely an example of be careful what you wish for. When Garrett Lee said he wanted to start his singles career at the bottom and build his way up, maybe you took him a little too literally.
And now powering Terry, the white trash luchador, up.
Looks like 6 o'clock, gentlemen.
Garrett Lee so, powerful in that ring. Typically, Garrett would be the smaller competitor in a contest, so it's very impressive to see him show off this extra side to him.
Definitely very versatile.
Very resilient is Terry, the white trash luchador, who may have literally never been taught the meaning of the word quit. And I don't mean that theoretically. I mean literally. I'm not sure what kind of education this man has.
From what I know, it's not great. Garrett Lee now up onto the shoulders, giving Terry a bit of a ride here.
Losing whatever brain cells the white trash luchador had left.
Oh, big Northern Lights.
Nice bridge.
And again, Terry able to get his shoulder up.
And the story of this match has been no matter what Garrett Lee has thrown at Terry, Terry has found a way to get that shoulder up. And now Garrett literally kicking Terry in that shoulder, getting so annoyed that it keeps evading his grasp.
But able to get overzealous. Excuse me, Eamon, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say able to get the boot up. Terry catching Garrett Lee. Nice Hurricane Rana.
Things are turning around for the white trash luchador.
Question is, can Terry capitalize?
He may have racked his head off the canvas there. He looks a little dazed.
Trying to get himself
situated, trying to find an opening for the attack.
And now eyeing up Garrett Lee. What can he have in mind? Springboard up onto the second. Oh, but caught now by Garrett Lee.
Too much time. Rookie mistake. He paid for it.
Turning Terry inside out.
Garrett Lee is done with these shenanigans for sure. And
our referee checking on Terry. Like you mentioned, Jim, maybe a little worse for wear here. Comes striking. Oh, running knee strike.
Just ran Terry over.
And that'll seal the deal for Garrett Lee.
When Terry wakes up in a few days, someone can tell him the result of this matchup.
As the song says, started from the bottom. Now we're here. Garrett Lee beginning his climb, whether it's in singles or tag team action. Garrett Lee wants to be a champion in VCW before all is said and done. We have two big championship matches tonight, this afternoon, 3 p.m. on IndyWrestling.net. The VCW Rumble is coming. Gentlemen, what are the matches you are both looking forward to most?
I mean, besides that victory.